maybe we can learn from each other. So not necessarily comfortable with calling this a presentation, especially since I had no idea what was happening 12 hours ago, but absolutely, we'll do my best to make this a fun conversation regardless. So about me, I founded the Business World headquarters back in 2017 after starting the business plan in 2009. So this has been a long journey for me. And what it has been about is about supporting business owners like myself. In the 4 businesses I owned prior to this, I ran into the same struggles consistently and repeatedly throughout my career, no matter what my business product or service was. Those needs that I had as an entrepreneur were regarding business space needs, not necessarily having overhead as a small business and a startup to afford large office spaces or all the quality equipment and furnishings that you want to be able to present to your customers and your employees. And then just even beyond that, it was more about having that support around you as an entrepreneur that allows you to be successful, right? We all hear the really bad statistics about, oh, sorry, that threw me for a loop. I just became incredibly large on my own screen. Sorry, bear with me. But I got really clear that, like, we all know that as a business owner, we're trying to do something on our own. We have our own strengths and weaknesses, and the best way to beat the odds of business failure for startups and small businesses is to have support structures around you. So we all talk about having the accounting and the legal and, you know, the attorneys and all those people around us, and we go through these great business planning classes and we learn all the things, right? But what we don't then know is how to get over the obstacles when they come our way. We take that business plan, we put it on the road, and then all of a sudden we hit a pothole and don't know where to go, right? And so World Headquarters has been about just that. So it's about taking entrepreneurship, recognizing that it's a very unique career path, a very unique lifestyle in a lot of cases, and making sure we create the physical environment and the resources and the community around those people to give them the best odds of success. So that's what I did. We have 2 locations, one in Appleton and one in Oshkosh. They're co-working communities for small business owners. In that space, we have access to each other, to activities, education, programming, discounts, as much as we can to support our entrepreneurs. But then our claim to fame is being the first co-working space or business co-op, if you call it, in the Midwest to offer on-site childcare programs. And that's taking my belief that entrepreneurship is a lifestyle to that level of where we can support them and give them some hours back in their day and create that work-life balance for entrepreneurs. So with that said, I'm getting to a point, I promise, that when students became the next potential work from home candidates, I guess you'd say, when they were looking at distance learning and they were looking at virtual learning as a longer term problem or solution, depending on how we're referencing it, it was really apparent to me that the people that I've been supporting in my career as work from home employees and self-employed would have the exact same challenges that these students have. So it immediately fell on my heart as a responsibility to take what I had learned these last few years and try my best to support these kids into this transition of learning remotely, working from home. And so that is where student co-working came to exist. We'd have our first student co-working center in Appleton, and we are working really, really hard to provide this at no cost, with the exception of not being willing to take risks with these kids' health. So we are allowing a very limited number of kids in and out of the center, but it is absolutely of no charge to people right now, because the intention of this program is for it to go away and for these kids to get back in school. But in the meantime, we want to do what we can to help them, because not everyone is going to thrive in a work from home environment. I'm a perfect example. I can't do it. I just literally struggle as a business owner to be productive and efficient if I just can't create that separation physically for myself. So that's where I stepped up. And so that's kind of how I think I got introduced to into this conversation. We've been operating the student co-working in our Appleton Center since October. It's going incredibly well. It's very exciting. And I am learning probably as much every day as each one of you, and then doing my best to learn from each one of you that I come in contact, to learn what you have figured out and that maybe you can share with me in helping as many kids as I can. So with that, I think that's exactly why we decided it would be really good to do some breakout conversation now. And the questions that we would love to have you kind of discuss in your groups. And if, again, like Joanne had mentioned, if you could kind of assign one person to be the note taker when we come back, that one person can then speak for your group and share what you discussed. The first question is, what kind of solutions has your family found to having students in the home while you're working from home? Or if you're not working from home, what solutions have you found to be able to make that work with both responsibilities on your head during business hours? So that would be the first question. The second question is, what kind of difficulties have you faced? And have you found solutions, or if there's solutions to difficulties that you'd like to share, please kind of discuss that, and we'd love to hear from you. And then I personally threw one in here that I just is very open-ended. So just feel free to go anywhere with this one, in my opinion. But I would love to know what you know now that you may not have known about yourself or your community prior to COVID-19. So if we can break into groups and discuss those, I don't know if there's a way, Joanne, for us to like send those out to the group so if they didn't get them written down. Otherwise, I have them written down. If anybody needs me to repeat them, I'm happy to do that.
I'm pretty sure that they have a general gist of the topics. I don't think they need to be written down. We're going to have these breakout rooms last about 8 or 9 minutes so that when you come back, there's time to discuss what was discussed for the recap. And then we'll, have a conversation with you, Brenda. Okay? Perfect. So technical team, are you ready to send people? You should start receiving invitations to breakout rooms. And if you accept that, then you should all be, I don't get to see everybody flipping away. I'm going to take Brenda off of the spotlight speaker for right now. So you're going to get little. Oh, and then, yeah.
Was anyone seeing a pop-up box for a breakout room? Not yet, okay. If you go to, oh, I don't even see it on my thing now. Breakout rooms on the bottom. Do you see breakout rooms on the bottom of your screen? No. Yeah. So
nobody's getting the notices?
Nope.
Kate. Hey,
But
Kate. What did Kate do?
It's not there this time.
I think because we're recording, it's not showing it. Anyone techie? Sarah Mullen Horning. Do you know?
Did we miss a checkbox when we set up the meeting to have that option?
Recording and see if that helps.
That might work too.
Do what?
Can we stop the recording or no? What do you think?
Yes, Sarah, they did have breakout rooms for the networking part.
Right. And then I'm using 5 different breakout rooms now.
I would assume it's because you're recording, because it won't be able to record the 5 breakout rooms at the same time. So I think if you stop recording, you should be able to facilitate the breakout rooms again.
Joanna, are you cool with that?